you getting, baby?
I don't know yet. Yeah. Either the Korean short rib rice plate or the grilled pork vermicelli.
A Vietnamese beef stew with some bread and some herbs. Looks good. Korean short ribs for this one.
Absolutely.
Well, I'd say that went down a treat. Not a morsel left for either of us.
Nope.
We usually have leftovers. That's regular basil. I already have that. There's the blue spice.
One of those?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's kind of late in the season to be planting them and they're kind of small, but I don't see any Thai basil. It's just these.
Thai basil is that one that we had
Last night, yep.
and that's the one you've been looking for this whole time?
Yep, well, one of them, yes. But, okay, let's go. Father's Day winery stop. Food for me and wine for Michael. Well, food and wine. Such a cute little spot. Father's Day. a little dream with me. Good afternoon. I am headed downtown to just stop by some antique stores. I probably won't buy anything. I'm just, I don't know, in the mood to get out of the house and do something. Michael's at home napping right now. He is a napper. I am not. For me, it's, I definitely am all about getting a full 8 hours of sleep at night, but during the day, I want to be out and about and experiencing life and not sleeping it all away. So I'm just not a napper. But looking at the magazine just a little bit ago put me in the mood to go look at antiques and just see what's around. So if you are newer to my channel, then you probably don't know that I have myself on kind of a spending challenge this year, and I am not allowed to buy any home decor stuff, and I am not allowed to buy any clothes. I had one exception for 6 new summer dresses because at the end of last season I had gotten rid of so many things, and I ended up buying 4 dresses and 1 like pair of shorts with the top outfit, and that's it. So the 6th dress I just ended up never buying. I couldn't really find one that I liked well enough, and I decided that what I have is plenty, and I didn't feel like I needed that extra piece. So going downtown to shop the antique stores is always a little bit of a challenge for me, because if I do find something that I like for my home, I'm not allowed to buy it. So there's one exception that I might make. So one thing that I am allowed to do is replace something that I run out of. So like candles is an example of that. When I burn through a candle, I'm allowed to buy a new one. But one thing that I really wanted to do is, rather than buying new candles, I kind of wanted to make my own. I still have some beeswax from when I refilled a fall candle a year or 2 ago. So I have stuff to make a candle with, but I kind of wanted to get some really cute glass, whether it's, you know, a jar or a cup or a vase or whatever it might be, just something glass and antique where I could take flowers from my garden and put in it and pour the beeswax into it, and just kind of make my own candle. And even though I haven't quite burned through my candles yet, I want to go ahead and do it soon, because, and I already knew this about fragrance, it is one of the most toxic things, like as far as chemicals in our home, it's one of the most toxic things that we can possibly have, is burning candles, anything scented, whether it's, you know, air freshener sprays or the plug-in type or whatever it may be. So, you know, burning scented candles is really not ideal unless they happen to be scented with like true essential oils. And so I really just want to go ahead and replace them, rather than, because that is actually the reason why I don't burn through my candles very often. I don't light them very often because I know how toxic fragrance is. So it's taking me kind of forever to get through them. But I feel like I would rather just replace the toxic fragrance candles with something non-toxic. I could burn it more often. So if I find something that would be really cute for that, I will buy it. But that would be the only thing. And, you know, again, that's kind of that little loophole where I'm allowed to replace something I'm out of, which I'm not technically completely out of, but I feel like it is a good idea to replace it. So if I do buy anything, that's what it will be. But mostly it's just to get out of the house and see what kind of cute stuff I can find. Also, part of the reason that I'm thinking about this right now is because there is a podcast. I meant to mention this. There is a podcast that I recently listened to that talks about toxic things in our home, and they spent like 20 minutes talking about fragrances. And so it kind of put it in the forefront of my mind again, and that's kind of inspired me to maybe go ahead and do this. So I will link that podcast for you down below if you are interested. I listen to a lot of, you know, healthy lifestyle and nutrition and all that kind of stuff, those kinds of podcasts. And a lot of stuff, it's new, or it's not new information for me. It's things I already know, but there was a lot of new stuff in this. One thing that I hadn't even thought about, and I can't remember if it was in this podcast or another one I listened to right after. It was probably right after, because this has nothing to do with stuff in the home. But on the note of grains, like I buy organic produce a lot of times if it's something that's, I know, is heavily sprayed with pesticides, like tomatoes, for example, or berries if the organic berries aren't obnoxiously expensive, which they've been the last few years. But grains, and I don't know why, you know, I've been doing this for 15 years, almost 16 years now, and I don't know why this didn't compute in my mind. But your whole wheat flours and your oats, I mean, these are things that are pretty mass produced, and they are heavily sprayed with insecticides too. And I'm like, why on earth and herbicides. And I'm like, why on earth did I never think about the fact that it's really kind of important if I'm going to be using whole wheat flour to make sure that it's organic? I don't know why that never registered with me, but that is something else that when I buy my next batch of flour, which will probably be in July, I have a pretty full bag of wheat flour right now, so I need to get through it, but I have found some on Amazon that is organic whole wheat that is reasonably affordable, because that was the issue I ran into as soon as I started trying to find, you can find organic bread flour, organic all-purpose flour, but organic whole wheat flour is harder to come by, and when you do find it, it's expensive. So I will also link the one that I found below. It is the 365 Market brand from Amazon, and it's a 2-pack instead of a 1-pack, but I use it so much that that's perfect, honestly. But it was actually reasonably affordable. So I will link that down below as well. I don't think that's for sale. Yeah. Such a cute little cottage core lamp. Another good contender. I always love this booth.
It's your colors.
It sure is. By the way, I picked somebody up.
Hi.
We have another one. We have absolutely no need for this whatsoever and nowhere to store it, but that is so pretty. I have a helper. He keeps finding stuff for me. How much is that one?
19.
Cute, but I think we can do better price-wise. Green. I really like this one, but I feel like it's a little too big. We have a winner, and it's the cheapest one. It's only $5, so this will replace the candle in my living room.
Yeah.
what do we think? I like this, I think, a lot better than I like this. It looks a lot prettier in here, so all I need to do now is fill it. And I dug out what's left of my soy wax, and I don't know if it's going to be enough because it's a 2-pound bag, and I've used just about half of it to fill another like fall candle holder that I believe was smaller than this one. So I don't know if this is going to be enough to fill it. I may need to buy more. But what I'm going to do, so today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day if you are a dad watching this. But I have to drive 35 miles to my hometown so I can see my dad, grandpa, stepdad for Father's Day. And my sister's going to be there, and she makes candles. And so I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to take this with me, and I'm going to see what she thinks, whether I have enough here to fill it or not, or if I need to get more. And if I need to, I can just run to Hobby Lobby and get another 2-pound bag, or I can order some. But I think for just doing one candle, just running to Hobby Lobby would be enough. Now, my sister makes candles and she sells them. She has like a very small online business, and I know she sells scented candles. She does use a fragrance that is phthalate free. But if any of you guys wanted some unscented candles without having to make your own, I'm sure she would sell some of those as well. So I will leave the link to her shop down below too if you want to go and check that out. But that is the plan for today. I'm going to go and see about getting this candle poured, which will be probably next week or the week after, just whenever I pick up the wax and get to doing it. So but yeah, I really love this. I think it's going to make a really pretty candle. And I have some flowers. So I have cosmos, and my American Doom coreopsis have just started blooming, and I think they will look really pretty in with the wax. So I'm probably going to throw in some flower petals as well.
Yeah, you hear a chipmunk cussing you every once in a while or down there in the woods.
Is that right?
And a deer snort a time or two down there.
The country life, huh?
Yeah.
You like being out here better than in town?
Well, yeah, location. I mean, a whole lot rather that your granny was with me, but
yeah
I like it.
We would have liked that too.
Yeah, I definitely like it out here better than on Rob Street. Yes.
Visiting Dad for Father's Day. Got to check out all of his toys. He's been collecting them my whole life. And this one right here is the first one I can remember. And this one was his brother's car. His brother passed away a few years back, and Dad bought it and restored it. Nice little collection. That's the newest one. It's everybody's favorite. I stopped at my local produce place while I was in my hometown and picked up 3 cases of berries for $38. So now I've got all of this to wash and dry and freeze, which is a little bit of work, but they are going to last for months in my freezer. It's a sink full of berries. Yep. You don't want to eat those. That's not kitty food. Can I see that side? That's it. There's nothing else to see up here. No birdies on the feeder?
say Mama doesn't let me on the counter, so sometimes she has to pick me up and show me what's going on so I'll be happy. Spoiled little girl.
All right, well, I have the berries washing. I thought I would check back in with the whole candle situation. So my sister has like this whole measurement of how to determine the weight of the wax based on the ounces you need to fill of your container. So I filled this with some water, poured it into a measuring cup to see how many ounces it was. The glass is pretty thick, so it actually doesn't hold quite as much as I thought it was going to. So it held 7 ounces of liquid up to, it starts to curve out a little bit, so right about the center of that curve. And so she did the calculation for me, and I'm only gonna need just slightly over about 1/3 of a pound. It was like 0.37 something pounds is the weight of the wax that I would need. And since I'm doing unscented, there's no need to account for any kind of a fragrance oil or anything like that. So I have enough. The one thing that I will need to do is go buy a wick, because I had a whole, like, I feel like you can't just buy one wick, you have to buy a whole package of them. And I have no idea what happened to them. I dug through the drawer where I had the wax and stuff, and I couldn't find them. So I will probably go to Hobby Lobby. Now my sister's candles, she uses the little wood wicks, and I really like those because they make that really neat crackling sound, which is also kind of therapeutic. So I'll probably pick up some of those and use that. But I don't know for sure. I may get to it this week, but more than likely I'm going to wait until the week of my birthday, which is not this coming week, but the week after. So let's see, this one will be out on Wednesday, so it will be next week from when you're seeing this. I'm on vacation from work that entire week, so I'll probably do it then would be my guess. But if you're interested, come on back and watch that. And again, I have the podcast about, it's the top 7 toxins in the home. They spend a lot of time on fragrances, but that's definitely not the only one. There were some other things in there that honestly was new information for me, which was really cool because that doesn't happen a whole lot anymore. I've been doing this for 15 plus years now. So, but the neat thing about science is that whatever I learned 15 years ago, there's always new information. There are always new studies and new things coming out. So you can never, literally never stop learning when it comes to science. So I did pick up some new things from that podcast, which I'm really happy about. So I have it linked below for you, both in Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. I will say the link for Apple Podcasts, the first time you open it, all it does is open up Apple Podcasts. So if that happens, go back and click on it again, and then it will take you to the actual episode. But very beneficial. I know they did talk quite a bit about Parkinson's in the beginning, which my stepdad has Parkinson's disease. So, you know, it relates it to brain health, cancers. So just lots of different things in your home that you may be completely unsuspecting of that are, you know, added toxins that you are taking in that you don't even realize. So definitely worth the listen. And my berries probably are just about done. It's baking soda and water for 10 minutes. So the timer's probably ready to go off any second. So I'm gonna go and rinse those and then throw in the strawberries and then work on getting those dried and in freezer bags. And that's gonna be it for me for the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here, and I will see you back here in a few days.